My name is Austin Broussard. I'm 57 years old. And on the night of October 12th, 2025, I died on the cold tile floor of a hospital emergency room in Manhattan. My heart, it just stopped. The monitor, it just went flat. For 9 full minutes, I was gone. Before that night, my life was Wall Street. I was a senior partner at a major investment firm, a master of the universe, they used to call us. My whole world, my whole value was measured in numbers. Numbers on a screen, market shifts, profit and loss, risk, mergers, acquisitions. That was my language. It was the only language I spoke. I lived in a high-rise. I had a wife, Elena, 2 great kids in college. Kids I barely saw. I told myself I was building a legacy for them, building security. But I was just building. I was always just building. I remember my son, Leo, he made the winning goal at his soccer game, his last game. And I was on a conference call. In the car, in the parking lot, I missed it. I told him, "Great job, son, next time." But there was no next time. My life was just a string of next times. That whole month, October, it was chaos. This new Zohran Mamdani, his tax plan, it was all we talked about. It dominated the news. It dominated us. In the boardroom, all we did was game it out. We were running projections, models. We had teams of lawyers finding shelters, loopholes. It was a war. A quiet war, fought with spreadsheets, and I was stressed. I thought my heart was going to burst. The kind of stress that sits deep in your chest, like a stone. I hadn't slept, not really slept, in weeks. I was living on stale coffee from the break room pot, and adrenaline. I remember thinking, I just have to get through this quarter. Just get to bonus season. That's all I cared about. The quarter. That night, October 12th, we were in the boardroom, late. I think it was after 10 p.m. The same argument about the Mamdani plan, how much it was going to cost us, cost the firm, cost me. And I felt tight. My suit, my shirt, it felt too small. My chest was burning, just burning. I told my junior partner, "Frank, I need some air." I remember standing up. I remember the feel of the Italian leather on my chair. I walked out of the boardroom. The smell of stale coffee and paper. I walked to the elevator. I got out into the lobby. The marble floor, cold. I pushed through the glass doors. And the air, the night air, it hit my face. It was cold. And then, it wasn't nothing. It was a squeeze. A terrible crushing weight. Like a truck was parked on my chest. I grabbed the railing. I couldn't breathe. I gasped. I looked up. I saw the taxi lights on the street. They blurred, just streaks of yellow. I think I heard someone shout. I slid down the railing. And then, just black. The next thing was sound, beeping. It was rhythmic and yelling, loud, scared voices. Voices I didn't know. No pulse. He's in VFib. Charging to 200. Get me the paddles. Clear. And I was just watching. I was floating. It sounds crazy. I know. But I was. I was near the ceiling, looking down at me, at my body. On a gurney, they had cut my suit open. My $3,000 suit. My face. It was gray, just gray. There were people, doctors, nurses, all around me, pushing on my chest, yelling, and I wasn't scared. That was the strangest part. All that stress, from the boardroom, all the fear about the tax. It was gone. My chest, it didn't hurt. I felt light. I felt free. I remember thinking, they are trying so hard. I watched them. I saw a nurse, a young woman. Her mask was wet. She was sweating. She stopped pushing on my chest. She looked at the doctor. He was older. He looked at the monitor, and he shook his head. Just a slow shake. And then the beeping. It stopped. It just stopped. And a long, solid tone. The doctor, he sighed. He looked at the clock. Time of death, 11:14 p.m. They stopped. They just stopped trying. I watched them. I watched the young nurse pull a sheet, a white sheet. She pulled it up over my face. And I thought, oh, I'm dead. I should have been terrified. I should have been screaming for Elena, for Leo. But I felt quiet, a quiet I hadn't felt in 30 years. The hospital room, the sounds, the yelling, the gray color of the walls. It all just started to fade, not like a TV turning off, but like dissolving, like sugar in hot water. It just melted away. And the quiet I felt, it got louder. If that makes sense? The silence, it became a presence. It filled everything. And then, there was no then. Time. Time just wasn't a thing anymore. I wasn't in the hospital. I wasn't anywhere. I was just in the dom. In this warmth, it was a warmth that wasn't heat. It was a warmth that felt like knowing, like acceptance. It was just everywhere. And in the middle of this knowing was a light moles. I'm a Wall Street guy. I deal in facts. I deal in what I can see, what I can touch. I still can't find the words for this. It was brighter than the sun, but it didn't hurt my eyes. I didn't have eyes. I was just me, myself. And this light, it was alive. It was pulsing with music. A sound I couldn't hear, but I could feel. A vibration. And the light, it shaped itself. It formed into a man, but he was made of it. He was made of sunlight that you could feel. He was made of the music. He didn't walk up. He was just there. With me, and I knew. I instantly knew. It was Jesus. My first thought, I'm ashamed to say it. My first thought was, I'm not ready. My portfolio, it's not in order. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm dead. And I'm worried about my portfolio. He didn't speak. Not with a mouth. But I heard him. The sound of his voice. It was inside my mind. But it wasn't my voice. It was pure. It was acceptance. It was a voice that felt like home. He looked at me. And when he looked, my whole life just unspooled. It wasn't a judgment. It wasn't a movie. It was, I understood. I understood everything. I saw myself in that boardroom yelling about the Mamdani tax, my face red. And then I felt what the junior partner Frank, I felt his fear. He was terrified of me. And I liked it. I saw myself at the dinner table, my son Leo. He was trying to tell me about a girl, and I picked up my phone. I looked at the market, and I felt his heart. I felt it just close. I felt him give up. I saw my whole life, not in terms of profit, not dollars, but in terms of connection. Every single time I chose a number over a person, and I saw my light was too bright, but it was a false brightness, a frantic light, burning hot, but not giving any warmth. And he spoke, "The world is tilted, Austin. It is out of balance." I said, I thought, the Mamdani plan, the tax, we were fighting it. And Jesus, I felt him smile. It was a sad smile, a loving, patient smile. He showed me the plan, the tax, but he showed it to me from his side. It wasn't about politics. It wasn't about Democrats or Republicans. It wasn't even about money. The voice said, "The money is just a symbol. It is a tool." And then he showed me. He showed me the terrifying part. It wasn't hellfire. It wasn't demons. The terror was truth. He showed me what the tax was. It was a hammer, a spiritual hammer. He said, "The hearts of the wealthy, they have grown hard, like stone. They have forgotten the web. They believe they are separate. They believe their walls of money will protect them." I saw visions of men I knew, men I had dinner with. I saw Frank, my partner. I saw him on his yacht, and he was screaming at his accountant, but no sound came out. He was transparent. He was cold. He was a ghost already. And Jesus said, "This is not a punishment, Austin. It is a shattering. It is an act of mercy." I didn't understand. I argued. Mercy. How is taking our money? How is that mercy? We earned it. And the light, it didn't get angry. It just got brighter. What is earned? His voice, it filled everything. Did you earn the air you breathe? Did you earn the heart that beats in your chest? Did you earn the son who waited for you? I had no answer. I was nothing. Because the stone must be broken, he said, so the heart inside can feel again. He showed me that the loss of the money, it wasn't the point. The point was the choice it would force. He showed me two paths. He showed me those who would fight, who would hide their money, who would curse and rage. And I saw their lights. I saw them just get smaller and colder. They were wrapping themselves in their own fear. They were becoming less. And that was the terror. The terror was not losing your money. The terror was losing your soul to keep it. Then he showed me the other path. He showed me a very few, who would stop. They would see the numbers go down, and they would breathe. And they would, for the first time, ask, why? Why am I here? What is this for? I saw a woman. I didn't know her. She was in a big kitchen. She was crying. She had lost everything. And she knelt on the floor, and she just prayed. And a light, a real light, filled the room. Jesus, he called it, the Great Awakening, not for everyone, but for those who were ready. He said the tax was a divine interruption, a wake-up call. He told me, the wealthy, they are being forced to pay a price that is not in dollars. They are being asked to pay their spiritual debts. They are being asked to see the web again. He looked at me, and the love, it was just so much. You, Austin, he said, you lived your whole life balancing a ledger, but you were looking at the wrong one. There is another ledger, a real one. Every kindness, every cruelty, every time you saw someone, and every time you looked away, it is all recorded. It is all felt by the whole. I saw it. I saw this karmic imbalance, this weight, this tilt, and the tax, this political thing. It was God, using the broken tools of man to try and tilt the world back. It was terrifying. It was terrifying because my entire life, my identity, my pride, it was wrong. It was all a game, a children's game, a game I was losing, even when I thought I was winning. And he said, when the wealthy are unbalanced, the world tilts. You must tell them to become stewards, not owners. Stewards. I couldn't. I looked at him in this place of truth, and I said, I begged, I don't want to go back. Please don't make me go back. I don't know how. I don't know how to live. Knowing this, please let me stay. Let me stay here with you. I just wanted to dissolve, to just be in that light, to just feel that love forever. All the stress, the boardrooms, the noise, the anger, the fear, the noise of my life. It felt so ugly, so cold. Please, I just clung to him. Please. And his voice, it was so gentle, like a father, a real father. Austin. He used my name My son, this is not the end. This is the beginning. You were asleep, Austin. Now, you are awake. Your work, your real work, is just starting. What work? I cried. I don't know what to do. I can't. You will tell them, he said. You will tell them what you saw. You will tell them about the other ledger. They won't listen, I cried. They'll think I'm crazy. They'll kick me out. They'll ruin me. And the light, it didn't flinch. That does not matter. You will plant the seed. The rest is not your concern. You have to go back. Your family. Elena, she is praying for you. Right now. And just like that, I felt it. A pull. A cold pull. I saw in my mind. I saw my wife's face. She was in a waiting room. The green walls. She was crying. She was holding my phone. And I felt it. A new ache. A good ache. I didn't want to leave him. I looked at him one last time. And he didn't just smile. The light. The love. It just poured into me. It felt like a promise. I am with you. Always. Go. It was cold. A horrible, biting, cold, and pain. I gasped. A sound, like a vacuum. It felt like fire. My chest was on fire. I heard screaming. Not angry screaming. Shocked screaming. He's back. Oh my God, he's back. I've got a rhythm. I've got a pulse. He's breathing. He's breathing. My eyes, they fluttered open. The lights, the fluorescent lights in the ceiling, they were stabbing my eyes. It was so bright, but it was wrong. A dead light, a cold light, a face, a man in a mask, was over me. His eyes were wide. Mr. Broussard, can you hear me? You're in the hospital. You had a cardiac arrest. I couldn't speak. I had a tube in my throat. I cried. I was sobbing, just uncontrollable sobs. Not from pain. I was back. I was back in the cold. I had left him. The nurse, the young one, the one I saw from above, she grabbed my hand. Her hand was shaking. She was crying too. Tears were rolling down her face. We lost you, sir, she whispered. We lost you for 9 minutes. 9 full minutes. We had already called it. The doctor, the older one, he was just staring at the monitor that was beeping again. Beep, beep, beep. He just kept shaking his head. He said, I've never seen anything like this. I tried to say something. I gasped. I whispered, the ledger. The nurse, she leaned in. Your what, honey? Your leg? I shook my head. The ledger, I rasped. It's wrong. It's all wrong. And then I passed out. I've been back for 3 weeks now. I'm not the same man. I can't be. They say it's a miracle. No brain damage. Unbelievable recovery. They don't understand. I did have brain damage. My old brain. It was damaged. It died. And something new woke up. I tried to go back. Last week, I went to my office. I put on a suit. I sat at my desk, the big walnut desk. I turned on my computer. I looked at the screen, the numbers, the charts, the P and L, and I felt nothing. It was cold. It was empty. It was dead. It was a lie. It wasn't real. I left. I turned off the screen. I stood up. I walked out. My partners, they do think I'm crazy. They think the lack of oxygen broke my brain. Maybe it did. But I know. I know what I saw. I know who I met. I know what I felt. And I have to tell you, you who are watching this thing that is happening, this tax, this anger, this fear, this shaking of the world, It's not what you think it is. It's not about the money. The money is just the hammer. It is God. It is Jesus, shaking the world. He is waking us up. He is calling us home. And he told me to tell you that the terror, the real terrifying truth, it is not losing your wealth. It is not paying the tax. The terror is going back to sleep after he has called your name. The terror is choosing the cold numbers over the warmth of his hand. There is another ledger. I've seen it. It's real. And he is asking us, all of us, what are we doing to balance it? He is real. Heaven is real. And he is waiting. He is waiting for us to wake up